Good afternoon, everyone. No, that was pathetic. I said, good afternoon. That's better. My name is Eric. I am going to be your mad scientist today. By a show of hands, how many of you have seen Mad Science before? Good, then you know the rules. They are very simple. There are 3 rules to Mad Science. They are very easy. Rule number 1. I know it's hard to believe, but there are more of you than there are of me. A lot more. So it is really, really important that when I am talking, you guys have to be very, very quiet. If I have to stop and wait for you between each activity or experiment, we're not going to have time to get to everything. So it's really important you guys are quiet while I'm talking. Do you guys understand rule number 1? Yeah. If you understand, let me see your head go like this. Go, Excuse me 1 second. If the big kids are on the seats over there, understand rule number 1. Let me see your heads go, Thank you for lying to me. Okay. Rule number 2. There are lots of things on the table up here. Some things look scientific. Honestly, some things don't look scientific at all. It is what? Yeah, but it's only been used once. It makes an awesome hat. It is very important. I have to wait till you're quiet. If you're talking, I have to wait because then people don't hear. It is very important that you do not touch anything unless I ask you to. Some of you are going to get a chance to come up here and do something, but it is very important you do not touch unless I ask you to. In other words, do not touch my stuff unless I say so. Do you guys understand rule number 2? Let me see your heads go, And the last rule of Mad Science, and most important, at every Mad Science activity, you have to do one thing. And you have no choice. It's a rule. Rules have to be followed. You have no choice, have fun. Science is meant to be fun, it's meant to be hands-on. If you follow my rules, I'll make it as hands-on as possible. If you don't follow my rules, I get to do a lot of really fun things, I'll have a great time, but you won't have as good of a time. So it's really important you follow my rules. Now, if you have a question or want to volunteer for something, I invented this. Oh, hold on. Stand up. Go sit over there. Thank you. Wow, you really committed. I love it. If you do have a question or want to volunteer, I invented this wonderful thing. Everyone take one hand. Go like this. Look at the hand. Say hello. Raise the hand. This is what you do if you have a question or want to volunteer. If you want to get crazy, raise the other hand. If you want to go super nuts, go both hands. But I promise, I never call on anyone that makes noise while they're raising their hand. So if you go, ooh, ee, it kind of scares me. And I don't call on you. Even if you go, I can't call on you because it makes me feel like you're filling up with all sorts of air and you might explode. And that's gross. So let's practice. One hand up. Put it down. Crazy hand up. Put it down. Absolute lunatic hands up. Wiggle the fingers. Because it's a Halloween party, wiggle the butt. Nice. Good. Can you do me a favor? Can you sit on your bottom or there are people behind you? I want them to see. Good. Alright, so we are going to get started. Now, this is a relatively new show for us because every time I went somewhere, I was always asked a very silly question. People always ask me, are you going to do magic tricks? Am I a magician? No, I'm not. I'm a scientist. And the thing that drives me nuts is that magicians never tell you how they do things. Whereas a scientist, I tell you how everything is done. And that's what I like about science, is I tell you how things work. So what we did is we put together a show where I am going to tell you how things work, but the only thing, you cannot sit there, you cannot please. Can you go back over there? Awesome. So the only thing I ask is that you don't do this. Don't go, oh, I know, you did this, and went here, and I know how it works. You don't have to tell me, but I don't want you to scream it out and ruin it for someone else. See, all magic is, it's not real. They're just tricks. They're either using science, they're using optical illusions, they're using distraction, but they're doing something to fool you. That's what it is. So I'm going to start with a very simple magic trick and then get a lot more difficult. So I need a volunteer. I need someone to help me. And keep in mind, I make people do silly things, so make sure you're okay with that. So, can you help me? Can you guys clap for her, please? Sarah, stand over there. Sarah, what you? Wow. Okay. This is the only time of year I don't feel out of place. Okay. Now, Sarah, how old are you? 8. Perfect. Oh, 8.5. Good, we have to be very specific. Alright, so we're 8.5. I need to make sure you can follow directions. So I'm going to test you. Put 2 feet apart like this. Put 2 hands up like this. Now go like this. What? I said go like this. You like... Go like this. Ready, go. What's wrong with you? Are you okay? Okay, alright, what we're going to do is, I need you to help me. I'm going to give you a very dangerous piece of equipment. If you can't handle it, I will completely understand, then I'll get someone else, okay? I'm giving you these very dangerous scissors. They're very dangerous. Hold the scissors. What? Don't get the crazy eyes. Just take the scissors. There we go, good, alright. Now what you're going to do, this is a rope, and when I say go, what you're going to do, you're going to cut this piece of rope into 3 pieces. Now this is a very important lesson. This is rope. These are fingers. Rope, fingers. Don't cut my fingers. Alright, so right in the middle, cut right there, right, really carefully, easy, go ahead, cut the rope. Any day now. Nice. That's 1. Alright, now I need you to cut right in the middle of that one. 1, 2. I didn't count to 3. Alright, so give me the scissors. You're dangerous with those. I'm going to put those down. Turn and look at them. We now have 3 pieces of rope. I need you to take one hand, hold one piece. Take the other hand, hold the other piece. Take the third hand, hold... You don't. You're right here. We'll just put it up here. Okay. So, we have 3 pieces of rope. Now, when I say distraction, what magicians are doing is they're saying, look over here while something else is happening. So I need another volunteer. Someone else to help me. Very, very important. Can you help me? Come here. Can you guys clap for her, please? What's her name? Kayla, give me your hand so we don't step on people. Okay, alright, good. Kayla, awesome. Stand over here. Now, Kayla, you are getting the pretty, pretty wand. Very important. Hold the pretty, pretty wand. Hold it up like this. Be proud of the pretty, pretty wand. Good. Alright, so what I'm going to ask you is, you go, well, first we have to make sure we reach inside the bag is empty. Take the 3 pieces of rope, one at a time, put them inside the bag. 1, 2, oh good, you remember that one, some people forget. 3. Okay, so there are 3 pieces of rope inside that bag. I need you to take a step to your right. When I say go, you're going to wave the pretty, pretty wand over the bag. Okay, when you do that, I'm going to reach inside the bag and it will come out tied. Okay, but I need someone to come up with a magic word for me. Someone, just give me a magic word. Can you give me one? Shazam. So we're going to go with Mark. So, Shazam. Alright, so on the count of 3, Kayla, you're going to wave the pretty, pretty wand over the bag. Ready? Go. 1, 2. She goes, I like the enthusiasm. Alright, on the count of 3, you guys are going to say Shazam. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Awesome. So now I will reach inside the bag and it will now come out tied. It's tied! But it's tied! No, that wasn't what, wait, hold on, that wasn't what you were looking for. Wave the wand over the bag again. Everyone say the magic word. Nice. Can you reach inside the bag for me? So she is going to reach inside the bag. It will come out when you... Tied! Cool! Can you guys clap for them, please? Good job. Nice. Okay. Go ahead and see Kayla. Now remember I told you I'd tell you how everything is done. But I want you to think about it as well. Does anyone have an idea? What do you think happened? How did it work? And if you're wrong, who cares? That's why we're scientists. Go. What do you think? Keep thinking. You gotta go. Oh, see, but magic is not real, so something had to happen. Go. Go ahead. So she's saying there is something secret inside. See what really happens. Go, tell me. Yeah, in fact, if I take the piece of wood here, the handle, and I turn the handle, there's always another compartment inside the bag. So if I reach inside the bag, 1, 2, 3, it is always there. But what did we use to distract you? What were you staring at the whole time? Go. The tide when I took it out. Also, what were you looking at? What was Kayla waving? Go. Go on, exactly. So when something is happening over here, you have to look for something else. That's called distraction. So if I try it a different way, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this kerchief. Now remember, keep in mind, as scientists, you have to come up with a guess, a hypothesis. Then we test it, and we see if you're right. So if I take this kerchief, I move the kerchief around. What are you staring at right now? The kerchief, exactly. You're staring at that. So if I take the kerchief, I put it inside my hand here. I'm going to make sure it gets all the way inside my hand. I blow on it. The kerchief is really gone. The problem is, it's always still inside my hand. Because if I reach in, it is always there. Do you guys want to see it again? Now keep in mind, just watch. Watch the kerchief. Don't watch anything else that's happening. So if you're watching the kerchief, I'm going to take the kerchief, put it inside my hand. I'm going to make sure it gets all the way in my hand. Then what did I do to it? I blew on it. So, and I blow, and it's gone. But remember, it's always inside my hand, because if I take it out, it's still there. Does anyone have an idea? Guess. What do you think happened? What do you think? Oh, so that's a good idea. So maybe it fell inside my sleeve? I love the thinking. Give me another guess. What do you think? You think the same thing? That's a good one. Go. Optical illusion. What do you mean by an optical illusion? Awesome. Good. Go. Into my pocket. All right. So now I'm going to do it again, but I'm going to slow it down. So watch. You need to watch your feet. I don't want to trip. So if I take the kerchief, I'm moving it around. You're staring at the kerchief the whole time. But when I take it, I'm going to put it in here. So now the kerchief is in my hand. I'll roll up my sleeve a little bit, keep it out in front of me. So if I blow on it, it's gone. But really, it's still, always still, inside my hand. What do you think? That is a good guess. I love the guessing. Now, I'm really going to slow it down. Watch. As I move it around, you're staring at the kerchief. You never see this. It's a fake thumb. So when I move it around, I'm going like this. You're staring at the kerchief. I take the thumb. I put it inside my hand. It is now gone. So when I take the kerchief, I put it inside. When I blow on it, it is inside the thumb, and it's always there. So when I put it back in, there it is. So if I speed it up, why is it? Now this is pretty obvious. Why is it that you don't see the thumb? Why don't you see it? Go. I'm moving my hand very, very quickly. And you're looking at the kerchief. So when I take it, I put it in my hand, make sure it gets all the way inside. I blow, and it's gone. But I'm always moving it around. I know, that's the best part. See, now that you have an idea, you know it's there. So raise your hand if you have ever seen the trick where they put a ball underneath a cup. They have 3 cups and they mix them around really, really fast. I'm going to try that, but instead of using a ball, I'm going to use water. I'm going to take water from this cylinder. I'm going to pour it into this cup. Now, raise your hand if you don't think the water is inside this cup right now. Raise your hand. Of course you don't. There you go. Okay. There's water. Let's make sure a few of you know. Water in the cup. I'm sorry, here. Okay. Right. So I'm going to put the cup down right there. I'm going to mix those cups up at lightning speed. Really, really fast. Back up. Oh, I have to stop. If you move up, I have to stop because that's safety. Now I'm going to move them really, really fast. All you have to do is follow which cup has the water in it. Now I need your best staring face. This is a staring face. Let me see your staring faces. No, I said staring. That's scary. You were looking at me like this. She's like, I got you. You're freaking me out. All right, keep your eye on the cup. I'm really good at this. Make sure you stare at that cup. Don't look at me. I stay here. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Raise your hand if you think you know where the water is. Put your hand down. Raise your hand if you think the water's in this cup. Seriously? Okay. If I test it. Whee! Nope. Okay. Raise your hand if you think the water's in this cup. So if I test it, no, I wouldn't do that. But it is, you're right. Okay. Now, since you're pretty good at this, I'm going to take the water from this cup, pour it into this one. Make sure it's completely empty. This time I'm going to go faster. Now I know you're thinking eco. There is no way you can go faster. But I can. Keep your eye on the cup. Are you ready? Don't look at me, look at the cup. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Wait, not done. Now I'm done. Okay. Raise your hand if you think you know where the water is. Put your hand down. Raise your hand if you think the water's in this cup. Raise your hand if you think it's in this one. Raise your hand if you think it's in the last one. Nice, good, right, perfect. Now I will take the water from this one, pour it into that one, make sure it's completely empty. Now, no matter what happens, don't let anything distract you from looking at that cup. Here we go. Are you ready? Watch the cup. Here we go. So, watch the cup. Keep your eye on the cup. Watch 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 the cup. Okay. Raise your hand if you think you know where the water is. Sit up. Sit up. Sit back. You can't stay there. Put your hand down. Raise your hand if you have no idea. I'm really not sure. I need a volunteer. I need someone to help me. The me thing doesn't work for me. So, can you help me? Come here. Can you guys clap for him, please? What is your name? Ryan. Perfect. Ryan, how old are you? 8. Good. Turn, look this way. Head up this way. Smile that way. Alright. Now, we are going to test to see if they know where the water is. So, raise your hand if you think the water is in this far cup. That is a guess. We're going to test their guess. So, turn, look at them. I'm going to hold the cup over Ryan's head. You guys are going to count to 3. When you get to 3, I'm going to dump whatever's in the cup. Don't tell him. Okay. Everyone count nice and loud. Ready? 1, 2, 3. You got lucky. Don't move. Alright, so it's not in that cup. Raise your hand if you think it's in the cup in the middle. Should I test it? Yeah, of course I should. So we're going to hold it over his head. This time count louder. Ready? Now there. Raise your hand if you think it's in the last cup. Should I test it? They don't like you. Okay, now, just take a step forward, just to make sure we're safe. So we're going to make sure they're... Okay. Safety is everything, dude. Okay. So, take the cup. Everyone count really loud. Ready? Can you guys clap for him? He was very brave. Good job, boys. Now, I need someone to come up with a hypothesis, a guess. This is my last warning, otherwise you can go to the back. A hypothesis or a guess. What happened to the water? What do you think? Go. It would need more time. That's an awesome answer. Very good. Go. You go to the back. Go. I told you the water is still inside the cup, but it's changed. Go. Close. I put a powder in there that soaks up 100 times its own weight in water. So if I reach inside the cup, this is what it becomes. It soaks it up like a sponge. The powder I used is called polyacrylate. I call it slush powder because it's easier to remember. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some slush powder, put it inside that beaker. I need someone to make a guess. How long do you think it would take to soak up all that water? How long do you think? Take a guess. Pick a number. 100 seconds. I need another guess. I'm going to take a few guesses. Go. 60 seconds. Oh, just raise your hand. Don't fall out. Go. Pick a number. All right, I'll get back to you. Ready? Go. 1 second. Can you do me a favor? Who owns this one? Yeah, he needs to come back there. He's throwing things up front. Can you go over there? Right back there. Go ahead. Just sit in the back with her. Awesome. Just because he's throwing things up. Now, here's the thing. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take some water from this cylinder and I'm going to pour it into this beaker. When I do that, you have to start counting. So here we go. Ready? Wait, no, I didn't go yet. When the water goes from here to here, you go. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It takes about 5 seconds before all the water becomes this. Now this is a lot of fun for magic tricks, but why would scientists come up with powder like this? What could you use it for? And everyone here has used it before, and some are using it right now. Diaper? Wait, hold on. Why would you put a powder like that into a diaper? What liquid do you want to soak up? Yeah, when the baby doesn't tinkle, it doesn't go tinkling down the leg. Have you ever seen a baby or toddler at a beach or a swimming pool? They put them in the water and they come out their diapers like this big. I know, and they walk around like this. They're like, inside the diaper, you're going to find that powder. That's what soaks it up. In fact, I'm really not sure, because this is smaller than I usually use, I'm not sure how much this would hold. I need 3 volunteers. 3 people to help me. Can you help me? Yeah, come here. Come over here. I need 2 more people to help him. 1, 2, come here. Can you guys clap for them, please? Matthew, can you stand over here? And your name? Ava, stand right here. And your name? Luca, stand right there. Now, Luca, what I need you to do is you're going to stand right like that. Ava, I need you to take 2 hands. Hold that right there. Come closer to Luca. There we go. I need you to take 2 hands, hold it right there. Perfect. No, don't put it on his head. That's disgusting. Okay. All right. So we'll take that. Now, I'm kind of curious how much this would hold. So we're going to take this liquid. And what? That's disgusting. What? No. I mean, I did make it a little white, but it's not that. All right. So what I'm going to... No, don't put it on his head. That's disgusting. All right. No, that's too high right there. All right. So I'm going to take this and hopefully it'll hold. So we're going to... I hope it does anyway. So we'll see. I'm going to start pouring this in here. So if you... Oh, that's disgusting. All right. So we're going to keep... Oh, that's gross. Stop laughing. All right. So we're going to put... Oh. It's starting to sag. Don't put it on his head. All right. So we'll put it there. Luca, don't look up. Okay. So we'll tell... Oh, it's still going. Oh, that's up. So now if you... Ew. That's gross. Can you guys clap for them, please? Thank you for helping me. Good job. Thank you. So, it soaked it all up. In fact, this is an experiment you can do at home if you take a diaper, not a used one that's gross, and you open it up, you'll actually find that powder inside. So it's really something you can do on your own. Now, if I tried a different one, this one, a little bit different. Raise your hand if you've ever seen The Wizard of Oz before. Yeah, see, while we're in The Wizard of Oz, there's a scene where Dorothy takes the bucket of water and she throws it on the witch. What happened to the witch? What happened? She melted. In fact, that is what we call movie magic. And in movie magic, they honestly can't make it happen for real. But if I take a styrofoam cup, and I take some acetone, and I put it around the outside of the cup, see, styrofoam is plastic puff over there. What acetone does is it takes out the air, and all you have left is the plastic. Do you guys want to see that again? Yeah, me too. I'm going to take this one. I'll take another styrofoam cup. We'll put it around the outside of this one. There we go. Perfect. So then if I take the cup and I wiggle it around just a little. So it takes out the air. All you have left is the plastic. If I try it with this. Have you guys ever seen styrofoam head brains before? No. Oh, well here, if I take some acetone and I put it on the top of the head here, so you got the... Ew. Oh, that's so gross. Oh, you can come over here. Now, if I take the head and I put it over here, and if I take a little of the acetone, put it... We'll get a little on the mouth. Gross! Should I melt the whole head? You guys are disgusting. Alright, so if we take the acetone, I'm going to put it around the... Oh, that's gross! Oh! We'll come over here, over there. We'll get a little in the neck, a little bit timber. Should I get rid of everything? Yeah, we'll take a little bit, we'll splash it on there, put a little on the cup there. So again, all that's happening, taking out the air. So, plastic. If I do a different one and we're going, I need a volunteer. So, only if you're willing to be silly, because there's fire involved. Come here. Can you guys clap for him, please? Okay, what's your name? Andre, what I need you to do is put those on. You put both of them. Okay, so what we're going to do, I need another volunteer. Let's say, well, come here. Can you guys clap for her, please? Lily, how old are you? 6. All right, now are you 6 or 7? Are you sure? All right. What I'm going to need you to do, this is important. I need you to find something for me, and I think it's just the big kids in the back that are going to have it. I need you to get me $1. Go ahead, go get $1. Go ahead, here. Someone give the child $1, please. Right, oh, look, he's reaching in his pocket. Go quick. Hurry up before he changes his mind. Okay. So, she's going to get $1. Can you guys back up for me? See? Wow, you got it? Did you get it, Lily? That really worked? Wow, go and ask for a 10. I'll wait. Okay. Lily, come here. Okay. Now, come over here. All right, so it never works. All right, so what you're going to do is I need you to hold on to that $1. Hold it straight up like that. Hold it straight up just like that. Now, this way, so they can see that it's $1. All right, so what we're going to do, see, it is illegal to burn money, but this is mad science, so I make things a little different. All right, so what we're going to do is, Lily, I need you to take the pretty wand. Hold on to that. All right. I need you to stand right over here. We're going to move this out of my way here. We're going to move this more to the center over here. Now what we're going to do, I'm going to take the $1, going to put it inside here, get it a little wet. So now it is a little wet. I'm going to take a chemical, I'm going to put it on the $1. Now there is a certain temperature for paper. She needs to stay up over there. Oh, okay, sorry. You need to stay up over there. Okay, cool. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a chemical. We're going to put it on the dollar. There we go. Make sure it's there. You need to stay back a little bit. We'll put this on. We're going to take the lighter. We're going to put this on there. Nice. So now, wait, that wasn't supposed to happen. Well, what you're going to do is I need to make sure he gets his dollar back. So I need you to wave the pretty wand over the tray. Good, okay. What I need you to do is you're going to reach inside the tray and you're going to take out, actually I'll start, it should come out a buck. So what I'm going to do is if I reach inside, you're going to, look, it's a buck! No, it's a, oh fine, alright, reach inside that, take it out. So now if you look, nice! Can you guys clap for them, please? Thank you. I'm going to take that. I'll take those. Nice. Now, can anyone come up with an idea? How did it work? And if you're wrong, who cares? Go. Hold on. Sit down. Sit down. Say it again. Hold on. I apologize. I can't hear. So, shh. Go ahead. The fire went out because it was covered by something, but there was something else that happened. See, it would have burned the dollar a little bit. And by putting the chemical on it, what we're doing is we're only burning the chemical. See, what this is called a dove pan. What a dove pan does is just like the bag, there's a secret compartment. So if I take the tray, put it in here, there's a tray in there. When you put it down here, because if I look inside this one, here's the original dollar. And I put this down over here. When you put the tray in here, the tray comes out. And you see it, it's in here. Have you ever seen the tricks where the bird comes flying out? That's what they're using. They're using a dove pan. Now, what did I use to distract you? What was the big thing that distracted you? And yet that and something else. The fire. See, this is something called flash paper. Flash paper looks like paper, and it feels like paper, but it's not. It's a chemical that burns quickly and completely. When paper is burned, what is that black stuff that's left? Ash. This doesn't leave any ash. So if I add a spark to it, it burns really quick. Do you guys want to see that again? Okay, so let's take another piece over here. So it burns quickly and completely. I need a volunteer. Preferably someone whose parent is not here. Come here. Alright. What is your name? Natalie. Natalie, stand over there. Now, who owns Natalie? Anyone? Oh good, they're not here. That's perfect. Alright, so what we're going to do, we're going to take the flash paper, I'm going to put it on your head. Don't move. Now, if we light the flash paper from here, it should go up really quick, but I need you to count down from 5. Ready? Here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And if I add and I do it, really? No one's going to stop me? You took out a video camera. Oh, that makes it all better? She's like, I know her, so it's YouTube Gold. That is not right. See, what it does, it burns there, right there, burns quickly. Completely. Can you guys clap for her, please? Just because you know her, just take that right. Now, flash paper, anytime a magician is throwing fire, shooting fire, or you're seeing flames, they're using flash paper. It burns quickly and completely. So this was also inside the dove pan. Something else that I can't actually hold, and I was happy to see it was in my kit. This is flash cotton. So what I'm going to do is actually, I'm going to use you again. Can you help me again? Come here. So what we're going to do is I'm going to give you this tool, so hold on to that. Squeeze that right between because this I cannot hold. So you hold on to that. Let's make sure you're safe. We'll put those on there. Perfect. So now, this is called flash cotton. If I light the flash cotton, it goes up really fast. Can you guys clap for her, please? Thank you. Good job. Now, since we're talking about gases and how they move, a Can you guys clap for her, please? What's your name? Tessa? Do you know the song? If I don't remember. Alright, one hand on the bottom there, one hand on the neck right there. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take something. It's one of my favorite things. It's called dry ice. Now dry ice is a frozen gas. In fact, this is dry ice. It is 108 degrees below zero. Very, very cold. In fact, if I blow on it, feels good with it. So I'm going to take some pieces of dry ice, I'm going to put it in there. And then I'm going to run really fast over there. Whatever happens, hold the flask. If it looks like it's going to explode, hold the flask. Don't worry about me, I'll be fine. Alright, so hold on to that. I know, we have to make sure we're safe, so safety is everything. Good. Okay, now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to reach inside here. I'm going to grab a smaller piece. If we put it inside... Can you move over this when I run that on Twitter? Okay, so I'm going to take that piece. If I put it in there, and you go into... Whoa! Hold on. I'm going to take another piece. Hold on. I'm going to take this one. Where'd my hammer go? Alright, let's take this piece. Break it up into smaller pieces. There we go. We'll take that. We'll put it in here. Nice. Now, what's happened? When it does this, I go like this. I go, wah! You do it. Go ahead. No, I said, wah! Go ahead. No one has ever said that before. Right. Now, what you're seeing is you're actually seeing it change into a gas very, very quickly. In fact, if I take the gas, put your hands at your side, look out at them. I can even say this. Nah. You look ugly doing that too. Can you guys clap for her, please? Thank you. So all you're seeing, anytime you've seen a movie that has bubbling potions, this is what they're using. They're using this gas. And because it's more dense or heavier, it goes down. If it were less dense, it would go up. So anytime you've seen a movie with bubbling potions, they're using this. In fact, hold up your hands just like this. I can't get everyone, but I can come around. You can actually feel the gas. You have to stay where you are. I'll come to the back. Don't worry about it. Hold on. It doesn't feel like anything. I'm not going to get everyone, so don't call me. Let's go. Hold on. Hold on. Does it a little bit? Cool. Hold on. I'm walking around. Hold on. Hold on. Nice. I'm walking around. Sit down. I'm walking. Don't worry. Nice. Hold on. I'm walking. Pardon me. Let's see. Hold on. I'll come over here. Let's see. You can feel. Nice. Hold on, are you ready? Stay right there. Sit down, stay where you are. Go back over there. I'm walking, don't worry. That's okay, we'll get over it. Okay, nice, good job. Awesome. Now, since this gas is heavier than the air, it goes down. If I try a different one that is also heavier than the air, I need a volunteer. Someone to help me. Who can give me a very good description of something? Come here. Can you guys clap for her, please? What's your name? Emma? Alright, Emma, hold on, two hands out front. I'm going to give you these two balloons. You have to tell me the difference between the two. Is there a difference between the two? What do you think? No. Okay. So, if they're the same, if we let go of these balloons at the same time, which one do you think will hit the floor first? Or do you think they hit the floor at the same time? Not at the same time? So let's try it. You have to pick them up when I drop them. So, if I drop the balloons, which one do you think will hit the floor first? This one? Alright, let's try it. This one, raise your hand for this one. Raise your hand for this one. Raise your hand if you think at the same time. Raise your hand if you're tired of raising your hand. Raise your hand if you'll never raise your hand again. Why are you raising your hand then? It doesn't make sense. Alright, so if I let go of the balloon, you go, oh, wait a minute, hold on. If I hold it again, hold both balloons out like this, let them go, and what was the difference between the two balloons? What do you think? Oh, you think they have less air? No, what it is they actually have a different kind of air. So this one has air, then you can hold on to that I just blew into. This one is a different gas called sulfoxyfluoride. You can feel it's a little heavier. So if I do it, in fact, if I take some of the sulfur hexafluoride I put into another balloon, it does something really weird. Now, you guys have seen the balloons where if you let it go, it goes up. What gas is inside those balloons? Raise your hand. I love the answers. Raise your hand. What kind of air? It's a gas. Helium. See, sulfur hexafluoride is different because if I take, and when someone takes it in, what happens to their voice? It goes higher.
She says it is close.
Why are you laughing? Can you guys clap for her, please? Thank you.
I need a volunteer of a certain age.
Yes. Come here. Yes. So what we're going to do, I'm going to put that one down. What's your name? What is it, Roshi? Awesome. Okay, stand over there. Now, I have a question for you first. Do you know the I'm a Little Teapot song? No, I'm a Little... Can you sing it? No, I don't have to hear your voice. Okay, well, but you're going to have to say this loud, okay? What you're going to do is I'm going to fill this up with the gas. You're going to take it as much as you can and actually sing Happy Birthday and sing really loud. I love your costume. Alright, so we'll take that. Okay. Take it as much as you can, then sing Happy Birthday. No, more. Take more. Take more. Take all of it. All of it. Can you guys clap for her, please? I need another volunteer. No, but this person spoke to me earlier. They were dying to do it. What's your name? Tony. Now, Tony, you don't look like the kind that follows directions, so I'm going to test you. 2 feet apart like this. Hands up like this. Turn and look at the pretty picture like this. Shake it. Like this. Wow! I said shake it like this. He's up. Yeah! Nice! Alright, so what we're going to do you know the I'm a Little Teapot song? The Happy Birthday? Sing Happy Birthday so they hear your voice for me. It's so pretty. Let's take some of the gas. We'll put it in here. Take it all in, then sing Happy Birthday again. Can you guys clap for him, please? I think I can take one more person. Let's see. Alright, what's your name? Bella? Okay. Bella, you're going to have to sing. Can you sing out loud? Or say, you can do Happy Birthday? Say Happy Birthday really loud. Let me hear it. Good, okay, good. Okay. But you gotta do it really loud. Ready? Taking all of it. Put it right in there. You take it out. We're kind of gross. Alright, good. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Sing Happy Birthday. Can you guys clap for her, please? Good job. Now, I want to try one more thing. And I'm going to take this. Now, before I do this, very, very important. Do not get up and leave. This is the last thing I'm going to do. Do not get up and leave. You have the drawing, I think you have the drawing that comes up right after this, so stay seated. If anyone has questions about parties, your school assemblies, school workshops, come up and ask. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take this. Now, every time I take this out, people think, you're going to hypnotize. That's not what it's for. What you're going to do, when I start to spin this, you have to stare at the center. If you guys want to see it on the edges, you got to move in a little bit. Stare at the center. Do not take your eyes off of it. Just look at it. Don't put your costume down, otherwise you're not going to see it. You're going to wonder. So, ready? Just stare at it until I tell you not to. Ready? Watch the circle. Keep staring at it. Keep staring at it. Don't make noise. Just stare at the center. Stare at the center. Keep staring at it. Keep looking at it. Keep looking at it. Keep looking at it. Look at my head. What? What? My head got bigger! Are you kidding me? Do you want to see it again? Yeah, no. Alright, you ready? So watch. Just stare at the center. If you talk, you might not see it. Keep staring at it. You guys are going to do all of your homework. You're going to listen to your parents. You're not going to talk back. Keep staring. Keep looking. Keep looking. Keep looking. Look at my head. Oh. Did it get bigger again? Really? Now, if it got bigger when it spun this way, can anyone make a guess or hypothesis what'll happen if it spins the other way? What do you think? Let's try it again. So we'll go the other way. So we'll take that. Watch the wheel. You ready? Keep staring. Keep staring. Keep staring. Keep staring. Keep staring. Keep staring. Look at my head. Did it get better? Now, raise your hand if you have ever gone outside in the snow. Raise your hand if you've ever gone outside in the snow, come back inside, and been snowblind. See nothing but white. That's what's happening. In fact, what's happening with this is a long time ago, there's a guy by the name of Socrates. He kind of discovered this. He was staring at a waterfall, just looking at the water moving. And then when he turned away from it, everything looks distorted. And what's happening is that your mind is taking in a picture. Your eyes see it. Your mind holds on to it for a second. So when you take it away, that picture, that image is still moving. So if we go back to this one, again, you're taking in the picture of the spinning wheel. Keep watching it. Keep watching it. Keep watching. It's spinning, it's spinning, it's spinning, it's spinning. Your mind is holding on to it, and when you look, everything still looks distorted. So that's exactly what happened. Now I'm going to ask you guys one last question. I need you to answer it as loud as you possibly can. Did you guys have fun at Mad Science today? I didn't hear you. Did you guys have fun at Mad Science? I hope you guys have a wonderful and safe Halloween when the time comes. Guys, stay seated. Have a wonderful day.